Amazing Starseeds. I have the impulse to talk about a very important experience. Maybe you have time to watch it. Maybe this video goes a little bit longer, and I hope it helps you to see you will always find the way, Starseeds. And I know these times are beyond crazy. It's beyond exhausting what happens right now. But please understand, in the darkest nights, the light will always rise. Please keep in your mind, all what remains is the light from Christ. I had a suicidal attempt when I was 18 years old. And I went through the dark night of my soul. I went through the typical starseed loneliness. I was very alone. I had no support. Almost no one believed in me. And I was even not allowed to share my gifts, my talents, nothing. So I had to put on a mask, and I did everything what society expected from me to do, but I was still alone. As I turned into 18, I was in a hopeless situation. I did my first full-time job. I worked as a graphic designer. That was the first job I did. And I felt this is not my world. And I was so sad and so hopeless because no one believed in me. No one saw me. I over and over had these visions from my family, from other dimensions, from other homes. I was hypersensitive and I was always alone. And it was the dark night of my soul. And I didn't know how to go on. And from nowhere, a guardian angel appeared. Maybe this story helps you to understand what we are going through now. I talk about the global chaos. Every time when I believed I don't know how to go on, it is the end, a miracle appeared. And I was allowed to go on. This guardian angel was the department manager of the company I worked for. And he observed me very closely. Yes, and I can say he saved my life. He saw me many times and he saw that I have very sad eyes. He invited me to his office room, and first I believed, oh my gosh, it's the department manager. I hope I did nothing wrong. I was so afraid to show up, and the first question he asked me was, are you happy? Imagine I was 18 years old and I don't want to live anymore. So I had these thoughts, I want to take my own life. And he saw my eyes and he saw that I'm so alone. And he was my guardian angel. The first question he asked me was, are you happy, Sandra? And then I just cried. I just cried because it triggered me so much as he asked me this question, and I said no. To be honest, I'm not happy. He asked me, you're so young. You're 18. So why are you not happy? So I observe you since you are here the first day, and I'm very, very worried. So it was a very strange feeling for me. Oh gosh, he's the department manager. Oh, I don't know if it's a good idea. But my heart told me no, speak to him. And I said I had a horrible childhood. So then he asked me what happened. It was like I know this man. I felt his soul and his intent. So it was horrible for me because he was the first person who ever listened to me. No one listened to me. No one saw me. I just cried alone. I acted I'm not sad. I put it on a mask and I played the show perfect. Perfect. And he saw me. He was one of the first. He really saw me. So and I went to the office room and we had a meeting after the work, for example, or before I went into my work. And we just talked. And he was the first person which believed in me. Imagine this person appeared as I was in a hopeless situation and I don't want to be here anymore. And he was the first person he saw me. And then I talked to him over and over again. It was still an uncomfortable feeling for me. Oh my gosh, he's the department manager. And then I talked to him and I shared with him my story, my childhood, what happened in my private life, everything. And he just listened. He just listened. And he gave me a feeling someone sees me. I'm allowed to speak. How is this possible? How is this possible? He listened to me. And then I remember he gave me compliments. And he said, I believe in you, Sandra. You have so amazing talents, but you don't see right. So you see yourself as the greatest enemy. And I said, yes. But there are people, they love you. There are people out there they are worried. And I was just angry. And I said, no one is worried. My family doesn't believe in me. I have no true friends. They are all bullying me. No one loves me. Every time when he gave me a compliment, I was so angry. Because I saw something else. And it was true. When I was at home, I had to play a show again. And no one was really worried, interested in me. And he was. Then he said, no, you cannot see. I'm worried. And I see you. You have so amazing talents to share. And I just want to see you happy. For me, it was a strange feeling. He's my department manager. What is going on? Because I couldn't believe him. I tried to take my own life. And one day later, the first what I did was I go to the office room and I talked to this man. And I told him, yesterday almost I did something which is not good. He was worried. Yeah, and he took me to the hospital. And he was the only person which visited me. Even not my family visited me. Just a few times. How dare you! This, and I was at the hospital. I had a suicidal attempt. And he was the only person which visited me regularly. And afterwards I really can say thank you. Because this man saved my life. Because as I had this trial in the night, I also saw him. And I said, when I do it, he will be worried. He's the only person he will be worried. And what's the message behind the story? Always keep going. In the darkest hour, the light always appears in the sky. There is always a miracle waiting for you. And when I got it, you got it yourself. And many years later, I'm so happy that I never did this.